everybody, welcome you all to Bio School. This is Dr. Gayatri. In today's session, we'll look into structure, function and disorders of leukocytes. If you are new to my channel and have not subscribed my channel yet, then please do share and subscribe. So let's know in details about the structure, function and the disorders of leukocytes. Leukocytes, it is also called the white blood cells. It is a cellular component of blood. It is capable of motility and defends the body against the infection by ingesting the foreign materials and also by producing the antibodies. So how it differs from erythrocytes? I have a video on structure, function and disorders of erythrocytes. You will get the link in the description box. If you have not watched, then please do watch. So the leukocytes are the far less than the erythrocytes. Typically it is about 5000 to the 10,000 microliter per blood. Its size is larger than the erythrocyte. White blood cell is known as the complete cell because it possesses both the nucleus and the organelles, whereas in the erythrocyte, nucleus and organelles are absent. Erythrocytes are the single types of the cell, whereas the leukocytes are many types. We will see in later slides. And the leukocytes have shorter lifespan, that is about few hours, whereas the erythrocyte, it lives about 120 days. One of the most distinctive characteristic of leukocyte is their movement. Okay, so when there is an infection, then the leukocytes, they move from the bloodstream to the damaged tissue site, whereas the erythrocyte, they always circulate within the bloodstream. So let's see how the leukocytes it fight against the pathogen. So if there is a tissue damage, then that release the vasoactive or chemotactic factors which trigger the increase of blood flow and capillary permeability. Okay, there is the tissue damage. Then that tissue damage, it releases the chemotactic factors or the vasoactive factors that increase the permeability of capillaries. That permeable capillaries that allow an influx of fluid and the cells. So here in the capillary, some of the fluids as well as the cells, they change in their shape, which is known as the diapedesis, and they migrated from the blood vessels into the damaged tissue site. That movement or the migration of cells is known as the extravasation. Okay. In the third step, what will happen? The white blood cells, that is the neutrophils and other phagocytes like monocytes, they migrate to the site of inflammation. Okay, here they migrate to the site of the inflammation where there are the antigens or the different type of pathogens are present. Then the phagocytes and the antibacteria, they destroy the bacteria. This is how the leukocyte it control the process of inflammation. Now the classification of white blood cells. White blood cells, they are classified into two types based on the presence or absence of the granules in the cytoplasm. One is known as the granulocyte. Granulocyte means their cytoplasm have granules. A granulocyte, A means the absence of granules in their cytoplasm is known as the agranulocytes. Further, the granulocytes are divided into three types of the cells. One is known as the neutrophil and the second one is eosinophil, the third one is basophil. Similarly, the agranulocyte is divided into two types. One is known as the lymphocyte and second one is known as the monocyte. Here you can see in the agranulocyte cells like lymphocyte and monocyte, their cytoplasm is clear. There is absence of the granules. But here in the granulocytes, that is in the neutrophil, eosinophil and the basophil, you can see the granules are present in the cytoplasm. Okay. So the agranulocyte lymphocyte, which is further divided into three types of cells. One is known as the B lymphocyte, T lymphocyte and natural killer cells. Now we will see the function of each type of white blood cells. So first we will see about the granular leukocyte. Granular leukocytes, they contain the granules within the cytoplasm, as I told you before. They have the lobed nucleus. The nucleus of granulocytes are the nucleus of granular leukocytes are lobed and are classified according to the type of stain that highlights their granules. That includes the neutrophils, eosinophils and the basophils. So first we will look into neutrophils. Neutrophil is the most abundant leukocytes and it comprises of 50 to 70% of total leukocyte count. They are called the neutrophil because they have the fine granules which show up clearly with the stain that are chemically neutral. Okay, as I told you, they are named based on the stain which highlight their granules. Here the granules are highlighted by the stain that are chemically neutral. That's why it is known as the neutrophil. It is also called as the polymorphonuclear leukocyte. Why it is called a polymorphonuclear leukocyte? Because it is multi-lobed nucleus, generally consisting of about 3 to 5 lobes, and they are connected by thin strands that looks like multinucleated. As the neutrophils they becomes the older, they increase the number of lobes, and the lifespan of neutrophil it is about only 2 to 5 days. What are the function of neutrophils? The neutrophils, the primary function is in phagocytosis. Okay, it is efficient in the process of phagocytes. So it is the efficient phagocyte. Their granules include the lysozyme which is capable of lysing and break down the bacterial cell walls. Also the granules contain the oxidants like hydrogen peroxide, defensin, that protein which bind to the bacteria and the fungal plasma membrane so that cell contents are leak out. Okay, so neutrophil primary function in phagocytosis. Then next come to eosinophil. Eosinophils are typically they are the 2 to 4% of total leukocyte count. The granules of leukocyte they stained with eosin, which is an acidic stain. That's why it is named as the eosinophils. And the nucleus of eosinophil have 2 to 3 lobes, and its lifespan is 7 to 12 days. What are the functions of eosinophils? These are also capable of phagocytosis. Some eosinophil granules they contain the molecules which is toxic to destroy the large parasitic worms like hookworms and the tapeworms. Okay, eosinophils they can kill the parasitic worms. Then the granule of eosinophil they contain the antihistamine molecules which counteract the activities of histamines or the inflammatory chemicals which are produced by the basophils and the mast cells. The next comes to basophils. Basophil is the least common leukocyte. It typically consists of less than 1% of total leukocyte count. The granules of basophil is stained with a alkaline stain or the basic stain. That's why it is known as the basophil. Basophil its lifespan is about 12 to 15 days, and the granules of basophil it release the histamines and the serotonin which is responsible for inflammatory reaction. Now comes to agranular leukocyte. Agranular leukocytes have some granules are present in the cytoplasm but that are not quite visible. Okay, the nucleus is a simple shape and without distant lobes, where the granular leukocytes they have the granules which are present in the cytoplasm that are quite visible and the nucleus is lobed. But here the nucleus, the lobe of the nucleus is not distinct. There are two types of agranulocytes are present. One is known as the lymphocyte and other one is known as the monocytes. So let's know in details. Lymphocytes are the second most abundant leukocytes that accounts about 20 to 30%, and they are essential for the immunofunction. There are the three major group of lymphocytes. First one is known as the natural killer cell. Natural killer cell it provides the innate immunity. That is the immunity which is present since our birth is known as the innate immunity. In the immunology chapter, we will discuss in details about the natural killer cells. But now we'll see what is the basic function of natural killer cell. Natural killer cell it recognizes and kills the aberrant cells such as any viral infected cells or the tumor cells. The next comes to the another type of lymphocyte which is known as the B lymphocyte or bone marrow lymphocyte. It produces the antibodies from the plasma cell, and that antibody it attacks the pathogen and helps in their destruction. And third type of lymphocyte is known as the T lymphocyte that provide the immunity from the foreign pathogen through antibody mediated response called the adaptive immunity. Adaptive immunity means the immunity which is adapted later on in our life. So in details about the innate immunity and the adaptive immunity we will discuss in the immunology chapter. So the memory cell, it is formed from both the B cell and the T cell, and that memory cell, it provides the rapid response upon the subsequent exposure to the pathogens. Unlike the leukocytes basically they have the lifespan is about a few hours to few days, but the memory cell, it lives for many years. Okay, and the monocytes. Monocyte, it represents the 2 to 8% of total leukocyte count. They are easily recognized by their horseshoe-shaped nuclei, and its lifespan is only 2 to 5 days. What are the function of monocytes? Like neutrophils, so monocyte is also an efficient phagocyte. Okay, macrophages are the monocytes that have left the blood circulation. When it is present in the circulation, known as the monocyte, but when it left the circulation and enter into the tissue, it is called as the macrophages. And the macrophages, it phagocytize the foreign pathogen and the damaged cells. Macrophages release the antimicrobial defensin and chemotactic chemical that attract the other leukocytes to the site of an infection. Okay, now we'll see how the leukocytes are formed. Formation of leukocyte is stimulated by interleukins and the colony stimulating factors. So first, the hemocytoblast or the hemopoietic stem cell, which is a pluripotent stem cell, is differentiated into myeloid stem cell and lymphoid stem cell. The lymphoid stem cell, it further differentiated into lymphoblast, then it forms the prolymphocytes, and prolymphocyte, it will give rise the lymphocytes. Okay, and the myeloid stem cells. Myeloid stem cell, it will differentiated into myeloblast. Then myeloblast in the developmental pathway, it becomes the promyelocytes. Then the promyelocyte, it differentiated into eosinophilic myelocyte. It may be the basophilic myelocyte, or it may be the neutrophilic myelocytes, or it may be the promonocytes. Okay, so eosinophilic myelocyte, it gives rise the eosinophils, basophilic myelocyte, it will give the basophils, and the neutrophilic myelocyte, it gives the neutrophils. Whereas the promonocytes, it will give the monocytes. Then the monocyte, when it left the blood circulation and in the tissue, it becomes the macrophage. So the lymphocyte, it forms from the lymphoid stem cells, whereas the other leukocytes like eosinophils, basophils, neutrophils and the monocytes, they are formed from the myeloid stem cells. Okay, now we will look into the disorders of leukocyte. If there is a decrease in the number of leukocytes, then also that cause the different type of the diseases. For example, if there is the less number of neutrophils are found in the blood, then that condition is called as the neutropenia. Similarly, if there is a less number of leukocytes, then that is called as the leukopenia. Increase in the number of the leukocytes, the disease is known as the neutrophilia. Okay, then the lymphocytosis and the granulocytosis. And then some other diseases are Leigh leukocyte syndrome, lymphoma, and the leukemia are the disorders that are related to leukocytes. So what is the Leigh leukocyte syndrome? This disorder, it is characterized by the recurrent infection, stomatitis. Stomatitis, it is a condition of inflammation inside the mouth and lowered the neutrophil count and impaired neutrophil's motility. Neutrophil, it loses its mobility to the site of infection. So that's why it is known as the Leigh leukocyte syndrome. Then the leukemia. Leukemia, it is a cancer that starts with the blood stem cells, and the stem cell are the basic cell that produce the different type of the blood cells. Leukemia, it is a cancer that involve in abundance of leukocytes. Okay, so in the leukemia, it is a cancer where there is a abundance of leukocytes. Then the lymphoma. Lymphoma is a cancer of the lymphocytes. So now we'll see the significance of high and low white blood cell count. So in which condition there is a high count of WBC, and in which condition there is a low count. Similarly, for example, the neutrophil count is higher in bacterial infection, in burn, stress, or any inflammation. And the low count of neutrophil is observed during the radiation exposure, drug toxicity, vitamin B12 deficiency, or the systemic lupus erythematosus. Systemic lupus erythematosus, it is the autoimmune disorder where you can find the butterfly like rashes. Then the lymphocytes, the amount of lymphocyte it increases because of the viral infection or by the leukemia. Its count is lowered in the prolonged illness, immunosuppression. Okay. Then the monocytes. Monocyte count is higher, that is during the viral or the fungal infection, tuberculosis, some leukemia and the chronic diseases. Whereas the bone marrow suppression and the treatment with cortisol that leads to lowering the number of monocytes in the blood. Eosinophil number increases during allergic reaction or the parasitic infection and any autoimmune disorder. Whereas as the low number or the low count is detected during the drug toxicity and the stress. Allergic reaction and cancers and the hypothyroidism that leads to increase in the number of the basophil, which is the least count leukocyte. And this number decreases during the pregnancy, stress and the hypothyroidism. In this condition, in the differential leukocyte count, you may not find any basophil in the blood. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm sure that now you will have a clear idea about the leukocytes and how it differs from erythrocytes, from where the leukocytes are formed, what are the types of leukocyte and their function. If you like this video, then please do share and subscribe. Bye bye. See you in my next video.